All right, guys, welcome back. So we're here today to talk a little bit about counterbalanced driver shafts. A topic that I get asked a lot about.
Do you?
A lot. People kind of asking, should they try it? If they go to a specific counterbalance shaft, what do they have to do? Some people just want to play a counterbalance shaft and kind of go, what does that mean? What does counterbalance mean? What's it likely to do? What's the purpose? Those types of things. I feel like right now there's a bit of a shift in kind of trends towards this.
I was going to say, didn't it seem like maybe last year there was basically nothing, and then now there's a bunch of different companies?
Well, I mean, we certainly, you and I tested Tensei Orange.
Okay, so that was
last
definitely
year. That's high balance point. You've got this. You've got TZ6. You've got, a load of shafts. I mean, your shaft, the Fuji Pro Tour spec.
Pro here.
Higher balance point on that.
Okay.
So it's becoming something that there needs to be a little more clarification for you guys as to what this actually means,
right.
and the consequences of going with such a shaft.
So this new Aldila Rogue 130
Yep.
just comes out. Very expensive, obviously.
Yes.
Somebody might be curious about testing it. It's super high balance
Super
point.
high balance point, yep.
Maybe they're getting fit for a new driver like an F9, or maybe you already have a driver, whatever it may be, and you go and put it in.
Right.
There can be some issues that arrive from not having that built properly or spec properly.
Correct. And we chose these two components for a reason.
Yes.
So we've picked the F9 as a head that we know is somewhat mediocre to even slightly light on the head weight. So this exact model was 196.
And this is the way it comes from a store, unless you order custom weights.
Correct. 14 grams, and we've got 14 grams in the front, 2 in the back.
Okay.
So combined weight with the sleeve, the screw, the whole shoot match,
right.
we had 196. So we've got a Rogue black.
Yep, black.
Yeah, 130 M.S.I. So that's a reference, guys, to the material content. Very strong kind of pitch fiber in there. So the idea in that is that they've got a little bit more stability in the shaft. So the old 125 M.S.I., which was the previous version of Rogue, they've actually managed to source some stronger materials for that, so they're able to put strength where they need it.
They got 5 more MSIs.
5 more MSIs. So you've got the Rogue Silver. We're going to look at the black.
Yep.
And this is one that's been kind of used a little bit on tour. There's been a few players sort of trying it. Phil Mickelson was kind of an early tester of this product. He was testing it back in April when he was kind of getting ready. It might have been just before the Masters or right around, maybe just after the Masters.
Right.
He was trying a bunch of different things. So we've kind of built this club up. 196 gram head, like we said. We've got this shaft, 45 inches in
length. A standard size grip.
Standard size grip, which for you would be kind of exactly what you'd play. Swing weight, D1.
D1. And I didn't really understand this either. That's light.
Very
for
light.
most people, D1 would be lighter than you want.
It would be for most kind of players at your speed, and that's why it's such a good test for you, because if you come in for a fit, or not even come in for a fit, if you purchased that shaft, you owned this head, you went, I like the head, I'm going to purchase that shaft, not knowing that you're kind of adding, the sort of fairly light head weight to a very high balance point shaft, and not really knowing what the consequences of those would be. We're going to test those consequences right now.
Right.
And then we're going to kind of switch around, optimize head weight, change the swing weight to where we normally play it for you, which is around D4, D5.
Okay.
And we'll kind of retest and see what consequences we get on that end, so we can start to look at the pros and cons.
And this is a perfect head for it because the weights are so easy to change. Not so much location is obviously front to back, but there's a 10 gram weight here. You've got 6s.
We have 6s and 4s and 2s and 18s.
So it's perfect.
So we can go in 2 grams of increments either way to give us a full look at what this guy does.
Okay, so let's start with this D1.
Yeah.
Make some swings, kind of see how it is, and then we'll up it and compare.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, my man.
Okay.
Bomb away. Really good hit there, Matty.
It's nice.
Do we need to retest the F9?
No. Toey.
There's some sort of uncharacteristic flights coming out of this right now.
There's some stinkers.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny, even just seeing that one there, like I never see your ball go that high. How does it feel?
Feels, I mean, not groundbreaking to say, but it feels light in the head.
Does it? Yeah.
I feel...
Do you feel a little sort of unsure of where the club is?
Yeah, I feel a little lost with my timing, I guess.
There's a real lack of pop from ball speed, I mean, relatively speaking.
I'm kind of keeping an eye on the club head speeds seem like they're still pretty quick.
Well, that's the thing. So if you're working with lighter, you know, there's definitely the opportunity to gain club speed.
Yes.
But if there's not enough mass, there's not the opportunity to take advantage of the club head speed.
So that's kind of the missing link for a lot of people is the lighter head for swinging faster does make sense.
Can make sense, and that's why with junior golfers, with these kind of these weights nowadays, we can pull some weights out, allow them to swing it quicker, not compromise their little swings.
Yeah, that's right.
Know, that sort of stuff.
But the energy transfer can be lower.
Yeah. And what we find with slower players, Matty, is sometimes gaining speed can outweigh the amount of ball speed that you sacrifice.
Is that right?
So yeah, sometimes you can gain 3-4 miles an hour club head speed, maybe 2 to 3 of club head speed, and you only drop a couple of on ball speed. So you actually end up, you know, slightly quicker. So your efficiency goes down. Your efficiency
is a bit lower.
But your extra club speed actually, you know, makes up for it.
Right.
The thing with this one is for you, there's just a tendency to miss this down the right side.
I kind of feel like I'm hitting it all over the place, yeah. Well, there's definitely ones like that I think I timed well, but I don't feel like I'm swinging very freely.
Yeah. Okay, well let's do our thing. Let's change it up and let's get this back into being the beast that we know it is. Okay, D5, 204 grams now in head weight, so right where we always play your ping.
Yep.
204.
Feels a little more familiar.
And the ball flight is a little bit more familiar. Interesting, eh? Okay.
This is where you get to tip your cap because all the stuff you said about club head speed and ball speed was really accurate. So I'll leave you to it. The club head speed's down, ball speed's way up.
Right.
That's pretty interesting. Those are two lovely ones.
Really, really good ones. We would take that all day. I mean, that's those kind of two are the good one, and I'm not going to call the second one the bad one, but it's you know, if we're looking for a shot shape that isn't right, it's that. It's that. It's the push draw.
100%.
Oh,
goody.
So good.
I have to say, this driver sounds really good when you're
when you're hitting
it well. Yeah, it really does sound good.
Flush like that sounds really well.
You know what's insane? I've never played with anyone that has it.
I know.
All year. What is that? They're selling them, but I've never played with a single person that owns one. It's crazy.
What's crazy is the difference between. I mean, we're not talking a groundbreaking amount of weight here, but
no, 8 grams?
You've got a balanced club and a not balanced club. You know, it's D1 and it's D5. It's very player specific, but I mean, those numbers are unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's not just what the weight is; it's where you put it as well. So for us, we've put 18 grams at the back. We've put 6 up at the front, so we've kind of increased the M.O.I. of the head.
I like that.
Yeah, really increased the stability of your flight. I mean, we kind of pop that in next to, obviously we've just done your driver. It's right there. It's absolutely right there.
Yeah, it's very similar. It just has a bit, it's interesting, it has a bit less spin.
Yeah.
But it's almost as quick. Same launch angle. That's cool.
Pretty cool, eh?
Kind of not totally shocking because those shafts are, I guess, designed a similar way to be counterbalanced.
Yeah, higher balance point. And this one would be considered slightly more tip soft.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing, guys, just to kind of be sort of aware of with this is kind of a shaft with a seriously high taper rate in the butt section. So what that basically means is the butt section is extremely thick. That's one of the reasons they kind of able to raise the balance point so much, is by adding some more material, some more stability through kind of the outside diameter of the shaft. So the shaft is about 0.66 or 660 in the butt section, which is the equivalent of about 4 wraps of tape.
It feels
wrap
big.
of tape is
feels
about
big in my top hand.
0.015. Yeah. So you'll feel it under the sort of lead hand, Matty.
Would you? I mean, if someone plays a certain thickness of grip, they almost need to adjust.
Yeah, you'd have to be mindful as the builder, making sure that that's not something that's going to mess the player up and have a bad effect. But yeah, look at the delivery stats. I mean, there's your efficiency number. So exactly like we talked about, the club head speed has dropped. Yeah. Efficiencies went way up.
I mean, you could argue almost that the strikes were really inconsistent with the first driver, so I don't know, I would read too much into where those average points are. But I struck more consistently in the same place with this.
And that's the purpose of weight. It's awareness for you to be able to track the CG of that club and align it with the CG of the object, the ball. So that's exactly what it is that we're trying to do. But guys, you have to be so mindful of how you put your clubs together. It's one thing having a good fit, but if the build isn't right, if that part of it's not right, I mean, trust me, you'll never max out your performance.
Very true.
With the head and shafts unless they're built accordingly.
The first driver setup would have been $1,000+ letdown, wouldn't it?
Exactly right.
It would have been a big letdown.
And you would have went, that's a terrible head and that's a terrible shaft.
Which is so untrue. Obviously the head needed minimal tweaking, and the shaft just needed to be paired properly.
It just needed the right dance partner and then the right setup, and they were absolutely fine together.
Because 8 grams is, I thought when you were telling me about doing this video, I thought we would go crazy. It would have to be like 15, 20 grams.
No.
But this is less than this is 10 grams. So less than this weight.
Less than that.
Made all the difference in the world. Crazy.
Wild.
It's about as clear cut as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. You couldn't have really struck it any better when we put it back in your hands. I mean, those are perfect numbers.
Yeah, and didn't need to warm back into it, didn't need to take out the first couple like we always do. So no, that's good.
It's good.
Love it.
Okay, guys, Aldila Rogue, if you do like a higher balance point, if you do maybe play something from the ping range, it's something that's a shaft, potentially for you
absolutely.
That, if you ever found that you were you didn't like the feel of the tour spec anymore or whatever, higher balance point will pair really well. So that ping head comes in at standard at 204 or thereabouts. So that's what we've left with the Cobra. So
these do feel fairly different despite being similar balance points.
I'm glad you said that, because I was almost thinking you were going to go, the feel very similar. I'd been surprised.
I think this is great, but I definitely prefer the feel of that Fuji.
And this is something that's going to be a bad moment. It's not going to be a moment that translates well into a video, but if you see a slight kind of thickness difference at thickness to the shaft
as it comes up here,
it's a little bit wider.
You can notice that.
Certainly.
I mean, that could be part of what I was feeling, is the extra. I don't think I'm a fan of extra width under my hand like that, because my grips are always standard. I don't play mid-size grips, so maybe that's part of what I was feeling. But if you want a counterbalance shaft, I would say don't try one and go, counterbalance isn't for me.
That's right.
There's obviously differences within that range, like anything else.
Yeah, exactly, and it's different ways for us as fitters to extract a little bit more ball speed, like you see on there. So someone's maybe got their efficiency down a little bit on their driver. Fitters out there who are watching, I know we have some people who watch this for that type of information, but go to a higher balance point shaft in order to put more head weight in, where you can sort of extract a bit more ball speed out of there.
Yep.
it's not for everyone, and if you deliver the appropriate amount of dynamic loft, you won't necessarily need that to happen, but for certain people out there, that will be beneficial.
Cool. This is a fun test.
Yeah. It's cool.
Very interesting.
I think this is good. I mean, we've probably not dived into the value of counterbalanced shafts and
not in detail like this.
Not like this.
No.
Yeah,
no. We've dabbled in other videos, but
yeah,
it's cool.
It's good. Okay, guys, quick one, short, sharp, sort of little test there, so show you guys exactly what it is that we do when we're kind of got these things in tests. So hopefully you can sort of apply that to yourselves if this sounds like something you could require.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Excellent. All right. See you again soon.